The $20 was folded twice. She pressed it into my hand like it was a secret. Just in case, she said, already half turned toward the door. Her suitcase wheels bumped against the frame as my stepdad carried the bigger one down the hallway. There's food in the fridge. We'll only be gone a few weeks. You're not a baby. I nodded because that seemed like the correct response. At 11, you measure adulthood by how little trouble you cause. The trip was supposed to be a month in Europe. Something about finally doing something for ourselves. I don't remember where exactly. Italy, maybe France. The places sounded far and expensive and full of things that weren't me. The first 3 days felt like a sleepover without guests. I ate cereal slowly, stretching the milk. I watched TV at night with the volume low. I locked the door exactly the way my mom showed me, chain first, then deadbolt. By day 5, the fridge looked different. Empty space grows louder when you're a kid alone. I counted the $20. Bought a loaf of bread, peanut butter, 2 cans of soup. The cashier didn't look at me twice. Independence is invisible when it's quiet. I didn't tell anyone at school. It didn't occur to me that I should. When the electricity flickered off one evening, because the bill hadn't been paid, I sat on the kitchen floor in the dark for an hour before realizing I could check the breaker box. It wasn't the breaker. It came back on the next afternoon. Cold showers are survivable. Hunger is manageable if you move slowly. The hardest part was night. Every sound carried intention. Pipes knocking became footsteps. Wind became hands testing the door. I learned to sleep lightly. At school, my teacher asked if I was feeling okay. I'd started bringing dry toast in a napkin instead of lunch. I told her my mom was trying a new health thing. Children are skilled at protecting adults. By the 3rd week, the $20 was gone. I found coins in couch cushions. I returned empty soda cans from the hallway for change. I stopped turning on lights during the day. One afternoon, the school counselor called me in. She spoke gently, too gently. You seem tired. I shrugged. She asked about home. I described it carefully. Clean enough, quiet, mom on vacation. Her eyebrows moved slightly at that. 2 days later, there was a knock on the apartment door at 4 p.m., not loud. Official, a woman with a clipboard. A man behind her. Is your parent home? I shook my head. Can we come in? Authority doesn't raise its voice. It just steps inside. They looked at the fridge, the pantry, the stack of unopened mail. They asked how long I'd been alone. I tried to calculate what answer would cause the least trouble. Couple weeks. The woman wrote something down. That evening, I slept at my aunt's house. I hadn't seen her in months. She asked too many questions and made too much food. I didn't cry. Crying would have meant admitting something had gone wrong. When my mom and stepdad came back, tan and carrying souvenirs, they didn't come home to an empty apartment. They came home to 2 social workers. I wasn't there, but I've replayed the scene enough times that I can see it. Suitcases dropped, keys fumbling, the smell of air freshener my aunt sprayed before leaving, and the woman with the clipboard explaining what child endangerment meant in calm, measured sentences, my mom's voice rising. No. This can't be happening. Not where is my child? Not first. But this can't be happening. I moved in with my aunt for 3 months while there were valuations. My mom insisted it was a misunderstanding, that I was mature, that I liked being independent. I didn't contradict her. Even then, I wanted her to win. Eventually, I moved back home under supervision. There were new rules. Mandatory check-ins, parenting classes, a refrigerator that stayed full for a while, but something had shifted. I no longer waited for someone to take care of me. I saved lunch money instead of spending it. I learned how to read utility bills. I memorized the number for the electric company. By 14, I had a part-time job. By 18, I had a bank account no one else could access. Independence grew where childhood had been. Now I'm 32. I own a small accounting firm. I track numbers for a living. Budgets calm me. My mother tells the Europe story differently now. We trusted you, she says sometimes, as if it were a compliment. I don't argue. We have a relationship. Careful, measured. I visit on holidays. I call on birthdays. She avoids mentioning that month, but sometimes, when I lock my office at night, I count the cash drawer twice. Not because I need to, because somewhere inside me an 11-year-old is still holding a folded $20 bill, calculating how long it can last. Growing up too soon doesn't feel heroic. It feels efficient. And it never quite stops.